having engaging 60 sessions, and these sessions will be on a range of topics. All of us who are into literature and art and culture, music, will be very enthused, looking forward to all of these sessions as well. The Kathmandu Kalinga Literary Festival is being organized in collaboration with the Yashasvi Pragya Pratishthan and the Kalinga Literary Festival, with generous support from Surya Nepal Gatha and Life Insurance Corporation Nepal Limited, our presenting sponsor as well. Well, the event is powered by ONGC, Hindustan Petroleum, Indian Oil, Nepal SBI Bank Limited, NMDC, Nepal Telecom, Buddha Air, Nepal Airlines, Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology. The festival is also supported with the partners. Our partners are the Kathmandu Post, the National Daily, Mandala Book Point, Siam College, Shangri-La Books, Venus National College. We also have Polygon College, IACER, Yulin School, King's College, Vishwa Shanti Chiran Milan Campus, White House International College, Ink and Insights, KMC Lalitpur, and WITS Academy. Moving on, we're honored to invite our esteemed guests of honor. First of all, we begin with the chief guest, and the chief guest is Mr. Bhupal Rai, Chancellor of Nepal Academy. We request our chief guest to please take a seat. Thank you so much, sir. We now have our guest of honor, Sri Prasanna Srivastava. He is the Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of India, based in Nepal. As we wait for the guests, please make yourself comfortable, as this is going to be a quite engaging and enthusiastic day for all of us, the ardent followers of art, music, science, culture, literature in particular. Moving on, I'd like to invite to the dais Ms. Lakshmi Murdeshwar Puri, a distinguished diplomat and who's also contributed in the field of literature. Thank you, ma'am. Joining us is Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal. He is also an economist and an author who has contributed in several of his books about economics and policies, at the same time literature as well. Thank you so much, sir. Up next, we have Dr. Bhuvan Dhungana, a renowned writer and poet. We're also awaiting the presence of Mr. Basanta Chaudhary, who is an author and lyricist as well. Joining us is Mr. Prem Aryal from Surya, Nepal. Another guest that we have is Mr. Sudarshan Giri from LIC, Nepal. I also invite Ranjana Nirola, the director of Kalinga KLF. Finally, we also will be inviting Mr. Ashok Bal, the Chief Executive Officer of Kalinga Literary Festival. Our guests and members of the audience and the participants are also making their way inside the hall. In the meantime, one more time, I request all of the volunteers to help guide the guests and participants and the members of the audience to enter the main hall. We are being joined by guest of honor Shri Prasanna Srivastava, the Deputy Chief of Mission from the Embassy of India based in Kathmandu. Thank you so much, sir. It's an honor to have you with us. Moving on further, without any ado, I invite our chief guest, Mr. Bhupal Rai, Chancellor of Nepal Academy, to formally inaugurate this mega event by lighting the panas. It would be a great pleasure if all of the guests on the stage could join Mr. Rai for lighting the panas. Thank you so much, guests and the members of the audience. Looks like I'm going to have to ask the guests to stand for a while, as I also request the members in the audience to stand wherever they're seated as we respect the national anthem of Nepal.
प्रकृतिका कोटि कोटि सम्पदाको अचला वीरहरूका रगतले स्वतन्त्र र अचल ज्ञान भूमि शान्ति भूमि तराई पहाड हिमाल अखण्ड यो प्यारो हाम्रो मातृभूमि नेपाल बहु जाति भाषा धर्म संस्कृति छ विशाल अग्रगामी राष्ट्र हाम्रो जय जय नेपाल।
Thank you, everyone. One more time, I request the volunteers to assess the guests and the participants and members of the audience by guiding them to the main hall. Moving on, before the formal beginning with the speeches, inaugural sessions of the third Surya Nepal Gatha Kathmandu Kalinga Literary Festival, I request Ranjana Nirola, Director of Kathmandu KLF, and Rosmi Ranjan Parida, KLF Founder and Director, to welcome the guests on the stage. Thank you, everyone. Now, to begin, I am pleased to invite Ms. Randana Nirola. I'm not going to let you sit just now yet. The director of Kalinga Literary Festival, to deliver the welcome and introductory speech. Please welcome her with a big round of applause.
धन्यवाद प्रारम्भ नमस्कार म रञ्जना निरौला यशस्वी प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठान तथा कलिङ साहित्य महोत्सवको आयोजनामा सुरु भइरहेको काठमाडौँ कलिङ महोत्सवमा उपस्थित सम्पूर्ण आदरणीय महानुभावहरूमा हार्दिक स्वागत अभिवादन गर्दछु। मञ्चमा आसीन आजका प्रमुख अतिथि आदरणीय हाम्रा नेपाल एकाडेमीका कुलपति भूपाल राईज्यू, डिजिएम भारतीय राजदूतावास प्रसन्न श्रीवास्तवज्यू, सम्मानित विशिष्ट अतिथिहरू प्राध्यापक डाक्टर अभि सुवेदीज्यू, वरिष्ठ साहित्यकार लक्ष्मी पुरीज्यू, अर्थशास्त्री सञ्जीव सन्यालज्यू, वरिष्ठ साहित्यकार भुवन ढुङ्गानाज्यू, सूर्य नेपालका प्रेम अर्यालज्यू र एलआइसीका सुदर्शन गिरिज्यू, यहाँहरू सम्पूर्णमा हार्दिक स्वागत अभिवादन गर्दछु। धेरै चुनौतीहरूलाई पार गरेर धेरै चुनौतीहरूलाई छिचोलेर आज हजुरहरूसँग यो विशाल र महत्त्वपूर्ण महोत्सव मनाउन पाउँदा गौरवान्वित महसुस गरिरहेकी छु। आज यहाँ हामीहरू देश र विदेशका विभिन्न ठाउँबाट साहित्यप्रति एकजुट हुँदै साहित्यिक महोत्सव मनाउन भेला भएका छौँ। यो महोत्सव मात्र सर्जकहरूको भेला नभई विचार, अभिव्यक्ति, अनुभूति, मार्गदर्शन, मनोरञ्जन र ज्ञानको जीवन्त सङ्गम हो। अनेकतामा एकताको सन्देशसहित सांस्कृतिक, साहित्यिक, धार्मिक, वैचारिक र वसुधैव कुटुम्बकम सम्बन्धलाई सुमधुर र प्रगाढ बनाउन भेला भएका हामी नेपाली र भारतबाट आउनुभएका आदरणीय पाहुनाहरूलाई स्वागत गर्न पाउँदा म कृतज्ञ भएकी छु। पुण्यभूमि नेपाल आमालाई नमन र पवित्र भारत भूमि। आज यस कार्यक्रममा मेरा आदरणीय अभिभावकज्यूहरू, नैतिक समर्थन गर्ने आदरणीय व्यक्तित्वहरू, प्रोत्साहन गर्ने साथीहरू, हौसला प्रदान गर्ने गुरुबा गुरुआमाहरू उपस्थित हुनुहुन्छ। यस कार्यक्रममा कवि, लेखक, साहित्यकार, कलाकार, नाटककार, पत्रकार, विभिन्न विधामा विशिष्टता भएका व्यक्तित्वहरू हुनुहुन्छ। हामीलाई साहित्यिक योगदान गर्न नेपाली साहित्य भाषा र संस्कृतिलाई सम्वर्धन र विकास गर्नको लागि 8 दिने सूर्य नेपाल गाथा हुनुहुन्छ। अझै हौसला थप्नलाई एलआइसी नेपाल हुनुहुन्छ। भारतबाट आउनुभएका वरिष्ठ साहित्यकार, कलाकार र विशिष्ट व्यक्तित्वहरू हुनुहुन्छ। सानोतिनो भर सहयोग गरेर हिम्मत थपिदिने ओरिएन्टल इन्सुरेन्स, नेपाल एयरलाइन्स, बुद्ध एयर हुनुहुन्छ। पुस्तक प्रकाशनका अग्रणी साङ्ग्रिला बुक्स प्रकाशन हुनुहुन्छ। करिब 12वटा जति कलेजहरू हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ। यस कार्यक्रमका योजनाकार तथा कलिङ साहित्य महोत्सवका निर्देशक कलात्मक डिजाइन प्रदान गर्ने प्राची नायकज्यू, कार्यक्रमलाई गति प्रदान गर्ने देवामित्र, कमलाकान्त देवराज सितांशुज्यू हामीहरूसँग हुनुहुन्छ। यहाँ यशस्वी पुस्तक पुरस्कारका विजेताहरू हुनुहुन्छ। उपस्थित हुनुहुन्छ निष्पक्ष जुरीको भूमिका निर्वाह गर्ने आदरणीय निर्णायकज्यूहरू हुनुहुन्छ। कार्यक्रमलाई सञ्चालन योग्य र सुन्दर बनाउने सन्तोष अधिकारी भाइ र उहाँको टिम हुनुहुन्छ। फोटो र भिडियो प्रविधिमा प्रिय गोपाल भाइ र उहाँको टिम हुनुहुन्छ। मिडिया सम्हाल्ने प्रभाकरज्यू र उहाँको टिम हुनुहुन्छ। वरिष्ठ विशिष्ट कलाकारहरू जसले कान्तिपुर आर्ट फेस्टिभललाई सम्बोधन गरिरहनु भएको छ, आदरणीय सुषमा श्रेष्ठ लगायतका कलाकारज्यूहरूको टिम यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ। दिनरात खटेर कार्यक्रमलाई प्रभावकारी र सुन्दर बनाउन लागि पर्ने मेरा प्रिय मित्रहरू सुमन वर्षा, राज शाह र केन अधिकारीज्यू यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ। खुसी साथ म सबलाई चाहिने सामान तयार गरिदिने मेरा प्रिय मित्र जयराम तिमल सिन्हाजी यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ। मेरा प्रिय साथीहरू, अभिभावकहरू र कार्यक्रम सञ्चालन गर्ने रक्षा बम यहाँ सबैलाई म काठमाडौँ कलिङ साहित्य महोत्सवमा हार्दिक स्वागत अभिवादन गर्दछु। यो महोत्सव वैश्विक प्रकृतिलाई स्वीकार गर्दै लेखक, पाठक, प्रकाशक, कलाकारहरूलाई एउटै मञ्चमा भेला गरेर सुन्नको लागि, जिज्ञासा राख्नको लागि, चिन्तन मनन गर्नको लागि, सिक्नका लागि तथा संलग्न हुनका लागि आयोजना गरिएको हो। यस महोत्सवको एउटै उद्देश्य हो नेपाली भाषा, साहित्य र संस्कृतिको विकास र प्रवर्धन। यस्तो अवसर मिलाइदिएकोमा फेरि पनि सूर्य नेपाल र प्रेमजीलाई प्रति म हार्दिक कृतज्ञता व्यक्त गर्दछु। यस महोत्सवमा हामी साहित्यका विभिन्न माध्यमबाट आनन्दित हुनेछौँ तथा ज्ञान प्राप्त गर्नेछौँ भन्ने मैले विश्वास लिएको छु। मेरो यो विश्वासलाई कायम राख्दै म पुनः यो कार्यक्रममा सहभागी भएर कार्यक्रमलाई भव्यता प्रदान गर्ने सम्पूर्ण आदरणीय महानुभावहरूलाई मनैदेखि हार्दिक स्वागत गर्दछु। स्वागतम, स्वागतम, सुस्वागतम। जय नेपाल, जय पशुपतिनाथ।
Well, thank you so much, Ranjana ji, for that warming welcome speech. We've just been joined by one of our guests, Dr. Bhuvan Dhungana, a renowned poet and author as well. So I request her to please take a seat in the dais. In the meantime, if we could felicitate her and welcome her. Some claps. The hall has gone quiet. Following Ms. Nirola and the welcome of Dr. Dhungana, I'd like to invite Mr. Roshmi Ranjan Parida, the founder and president of KLF, for his welcome and introductory remarks.
Namaste, all dignitaries in the dais. Namaste, all in the audience. A very welcome to the third edition of the Kathmandu Kalinga Literary Festival. It is a true honor to stand before you today, surrounded by many so distinguished minds, creators, and visionaries who have come together in this beautiful city of Kathmandu to celebrate the power of words, ideas, and stories. The journey of Kathmandu KLF, which started as a humble initiative, has now evolved into one of the most important platforms for literary and cultural exchange in South Asia. As we reflect in the last 3 years, I am filled with pride and gratitude. The Kathmandu edition of KLF has born out of a deep belief in culture and languages. From its inception, our mission has been to create a space for South Asian voice to engage in meaningful dialogues, to share their diverse perspectives and weave new narratives. Each year we have grown stronger and more diverse, more united in our common love for literature and culture. The Kathmandu edition of KLF is our sincere effort to engage with South Asia in a meaningful way. In a region culturally rich and diverse as ours, literature is the ideal medium to foster understanding and unity. The festival provides platform for South Asian authors and thinkers to come together and share their insights, explore the theme that defines our times. We are building a collective voice for South Asia, and I believe that Kathmandu Kalinga Literary Festival is a critical step in that direction. None of this would have been possible hospitality of the people of Nepal and our team from Kathmandu. We are deeply grateful to our Nepali friends and partners who have stood by us despite the many challenges that come with organizing such grand event since last 3 years. It is unwavering belief in this festival that has made Kathmandu Kalinga Literary Festival is a reality. We are proud to call Kathmandu our home in this literary celebration. And I especially thank the SOC Foundation team members like Ranjana Niraulaji, Raj Saha, Ken Subedi, and all other members who supporting us since last 3 years and making it possible since last 3 years, and it's a very great event in South Asia. I would also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our sponsor for their generous support, like Surya Nepal Gatha, LIC, Oriental Insurance, SBI, and our also many Indian companies like Indian Oil, ONGC, for this festival, for this initiative. As we embark the third edition of Kathmandu Kalinga Literary Festival, I invite you all to immerse ourselves in the discussion of the poetry, art, literature that this festival offers. Let us continue to learn from one another and inspire one another, and together write new chapter of the story of South Asia and world literature. Thank you once again for being the part of this journey. Let the festival begin. Dhanyawad, namaste.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Parida. As you mentioned, hospitality, literature, art, culture, music, festivals are deeply rooted in our DNA in this subcontinent part of the world. We're now privileged to hear from our distinguished speakers. Before that, I invite Ashok Paul, the Chief Executive Officer of Kalinga Literary Festival, for his inaugural remarks.
Honorable Chief Guest, distinguished guests, scholars, writers, poets, artists, and friends from Nepal, India, and across the world. Namaste and warm greetings to all of you. It's an absolute honor to be here today, surrounded by the creative energy of so many brilliant minds, and to witness the beginning of what I'm very certain will be another historic chapter in the story of Kathmandu Kalinga Literary Festival. As we gather in the heart of Kathmandu, under the gaze of majestic Himalayas, we are not simply celebrating a festival, but embracing a powerful tradition of literature and arts that transcends borders, cultures, and generations. At the Kalinga Literary Festival, our vision has always been global, yet deeply rooted in the regional spirit. Create a platform that celebrates the richness of literature, art, and culture from every corner of the world, while also placing South Asia at the very core of this movement. Nepal, and particularly Kathmandu, plays a unique and vital role in this global engagement. Nepal's historical and cultural importance cannot be overstated. It's a nation where traditions of wisdom, service, enlightenment, and resilience have flourished for centuries. These are values that resonate deeply with the mission of Kalinga Literary Festival as we seek to foster a dialogue that unites people across boundaries through the power of literature. We have already had 2 editions of Kathmandu Kalinga Literary Festival. In 2022, our theme was India and Nepal, Journey of Civilization and Search for Soul. Our theme was Shakti Bhakti, Civilizational Connection, Nepal as the center of global thought. And this year's theme is Nepal, the gateway of Asian art, culture, and literature. Our 2 years of experience convinces us that these editions have not only been historic, but not only for Nepal, but for South Asia as a whole. They have shown genuine interest of Nepalese intelligentsia in creating a platform for global literary dialogue, driven by the desire to transform Kathmandu into a hub of international literary movement. The commitment and enthusiasm we have seen from the literary community here have been nothing short of inspiring. What makes Kathmandu Kalinga Literary Festival truly special is the collaborative spirit it has fostered. From its very inception, the festival has been about more than just literary conversations. It has been about building and creating a shared vision for the future. This festival stands as a testament to the unifying power of words, ideas, and creativity. Nepal's role in the global literary engagement, in many ways, symbolic of its enduring spirit. The Nepalese people, with their deep-rooted traditions of service, wisdom, and resilience, have always been at the forefront of cultural exchange and intellectual dialogue. Today, as we look to the future, it's clear that Nepal has the potential to be at the very heart of a global literary movement, one that not only honors the past, but also embraces the challenges and opportunities of the future. The desire to create a collaborative platform from Kathmandu is a reflection of this larger vision. Together with the Nepalese literary community and with thinkers and artists from across South Asia and beyond, we are creating something far greater than the sum of its. In the spirit of Kathmandu, will shape the future of literary and cultural exchange across the region. In fact, enthused by our experience in Kathmandu, the KLF plans to hold two more festivals, one in Bali, another in Kathmandu, to celebrate the South Asians' ancient connections. So we are deeply grateful to the spirit of Nepal, that is the spirit of wisdom, service, enlightenment, and resilience. This spirit is what makes Kathmandu a natural home for a festival like ours, where ideas flow freely, creativity knows no bounds, and collaboration thrives. It is with this heartfelt appreciation that I thank our Nepalese partner, Yashasvi Pragya Pratishthan and Himalayan Dairy Private Limited, whose unwavering support has made this festival possible. To the government of Nepal, our sponsors, and all those who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes, we owe to the Nepalese intelligentsia, writers, poets, and intellectuals gathered here today. I say that your participation and contributions are what makes this festival truly historic. You are the torchbearers of a legacy that stretches back centuries, and it is your vision and creativity that will shape the future of not only this festival, but of South Asian literary and cultural discourse. As we move forward, let's continue to nurture this collaborative spirit to dream of a future where literature is a force of peace, understanding, and shared prosperity. Let us work together to ensure that Kathmandu Kalinga Literary Festival remains a beacon of hope, a platform, a dialogue, and a source of inspiration for generations to come. As we begin this two-day journey today of exploration and creativity, I invite you all to participate yourselves richly in the rich diversity of thought, expression, and experience. Thus, let this gathering remind us that literature is not merely about words, it is about connections we form, the ideas we exchange, and the future we collectively build. Let us connect, communicate, and collaborate. Together, let's write a new chapter in the story of South Asia, one that is rooted in harmony, understanding, and a shared vision for the better world. With these words, I thank you for your enthusiastic response and participation. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ball. Indeed, as you mentioned, the metamorphosis of KLF that we have witnessed over the years has been contributing in bringing together the people with interests in literature, art, culture, music, festivals, not just in Nepal, but also in the entire subcontinent. It is quite very inspiring, even for people of young age who aspire to follow the path of their idols in terms of literature, who we have in the coming 2 days. Moving on, I'm honored to invite Mr. Bhupal Rai, a distinguished poet, lyricist, writer, and editor, to deliver the inaugural speech. As the Chancellor of Nepal Academy, Mr. Rai has been a strong advocate for marginalized communities of the country through his writing and works. Mr. Rai has been a strong advocate for not just the voices of the marginalized communities, but also the aspects of culture and traditions that are deeply rooted and practiced in the rural parts of the country. Please join me in welcoming him for his warm words.
यो काठमाडौँ कलिङ्गा लिटरेरी फेस्टिभल ध्यासमासीन भारतीय राजदूतावाससँग जोडिएका कूटनैतिक व्यक्तित्व, ध्यासमासीन अन्य विशिष्ट अतिथिज्यूहरू, यो कार्यक्रमलाई भव्यतम रूपले सफल बनाउनको लागि आउनुहुने सम्पूर्ण संस्कृति, साहित्य, भाषा आदि विषयसँग जोडिएका सम्पूर्ण विद्वतजनहरूलाई सर्वप्रथम म नेपाल प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठानको तर्फबाट र मेरो व्यक्तिगत तर्फबाट अभिवादन व्यक्त गर्न चाहन्छु। अभिवादन स्वीकार्नुहोला। काठमाडौँ कलिङ्गा लिटरेरी फेस्टिभल हरेक वर्ष मनाइन्छ भन्ने कुरो प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठानमा नवनियुक्त भएर आउन साथै थाहा पाएको थिएँ मैले। गत साल म विशेष कारणवशले जोडिन पाइनँ। यो साल पनि एउटा समस्या यहाँहरू प्रत्येकलाई थाहा छ। नेपाल प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठानको कुलपतिको हैसियतले काम गरेपछि त्यो एउटा प्राज्ञिक नियुक्ति अथवा प्राज्ञिक साहित्यिक एउटा नेतृत्वदायी भूमिकामा रहेपछि अलिकति समयको पाबन्दी जहिले पनि हुने त्यहाँ अनुभव मलाई भइराखेको छ। र आजै पनि यो फेस्टिभलमा निम्तो आइसकेपछि गत साल अनुपस्थित भएको परिपूर्ति यो कार्यक्रममा गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने मलाई एकदमै भित्रै दिलदेखि नै लागिराखेको। तर आज 8:30 बजेको एउटा कार्यक्रम मेरै कारणले लगभग 1.5 घण्टा पछाडि घचेटिएको छ। एउटा बालुवाटारमा अर्को एउटा पुस्तक विमोचन छ। त्यहाँ पनि पुग्नै पर्ने हैसियतले, त्यहाँ पनि पुग्नै पर्ने कारणले म यहाँ अलिकति छिटो आयोजकहरूलाई हिजै मैले अनुरोध गरेको थिएँ, मलाई छिटो 2 शब्द बोल्ने मौका दिएर बिदा दिनुहोला भनेको थिएँ। त्यसले गर्दा उभिएको छु म। यो एसयुसी प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठान र कलिङ्गा यो लिटरेरी फेस्टिभलको आयोजनामा, यो सहआयोजनामा अथवा यो दुईटा सहकार्यको आयोजनामा हरेक वर्ष मनाउने शीर्षकमा लिटरेरी फेस्टिभल भने पनि यो सम्पूर्णतया यो सांस्कृतिक गतिविधि र सांस्कृतिक समायोजन, सांस्कृतिक संयोजन, सांस्कृतिक सहमिलनको कार्यक्रम हो भन्ने लाग्छ मलाई। यो सांस्कृतिक अन्तर्क्रियाहरूले, सांस्कृतिक सम्मिलनको गतिविधिले मलाई के लाग्छ भने मानवमा जोडिने अथवा पृथ्वीलाई, अब सारा संसारलाई जोड्ने एउटा ठुलो गतिविधि, एउटा ठुलो कसरत, एउटा ठुलो चाहिँ आयाम हो भन्ने लाग्छ मलाई। मानिसहरूलाई जोड्ने होला, संसारभरिका मानिसहरूलाई जोड्ने। र यो कलिङ्गा फेस्टिभल, लिटरेरी फेस्टिभल र एसयुसी प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठानले चाहिँ साउथ एसियन कन्ट्रीहरूलाई निरन्तर जोडिराखेको अनुभूति छ मलाई। किनभने हामीलाई थाहा छ सांस्कृतिक आदान प्रदान र सांस्कृतिक अन्तर्क्रियाले नै सुदूरका मानिसहरूलाई जोड्ने गर्छ। राजनीतिले त जहिले पनि टुक्र्याउने, छुट्याउने गर्दो रहेछ। अलिकति सुन्दाखेरि अराजक जस्तो लाग्छ होला यहाँहरूलाई। राज्यको उत्पत्ति मानव सभ्यतामा जब भयो, त्यस पछाडि मानिसहरू छुट्टिए, देश निर्माण भए, सिमानाहरू निर्माण भए। त्योभन्दा अगाडि मानिसहरू खास गरी सांस्कृतिक समूहमा बाँडिएका मानिसहरू थिए। कबिला भने पनि सांस्कृतिक समूहमा बाँडिएका मानिसहरू थिए। सांस्कृतिक समूहमा मात्रै रहेका मानिसहरूले कहिले पनि सिमाना कोरेनन्। याद गर्नुहोस्, कहिले पनि यसो विचार गर्नुहोस्, कहिले पनि सिमाना कोरेनन्। जब राज्यको उत्पत्ति भयो, राजनीति हावी भयो मानव समुदायमा। राजनीति भएपछि एकअर्कामा टुक्रिए मानिसहरू विच्छेद भए, पृथ्वी टुक्रा टुक्रा भयो। र अहिले हामी बिस्तारो यो चरणमा आइपुगेका छौँ कि बिस्तारो सांस्कृतिक अन्तर्क्रिया मार्फत विश्वलाई जोड्ने, संसारलाई जोड्ने उपक्रममा हामी आइपुगेका छौँ। कार्ल मार्क्सले राज्य विहीनता, राज्य विलोपको एउटा परिकल्पना गर्नुभएको थियो। त्यस्तै यहाँहरूलाई थाहा छ बिटल्सका एउटा सिद्धहस्त गीतकार सङ्गीतकार गायक जोन लेननले गाएको एउटा इमेजिन भन्ने गीत सुन्नुभएको होला। त्यहाँ पनि राज्यविहीनताको राज्य विलोपीकरणको परिकल्पना गरिएको छ। त्यसमा चाहिँ के छ भने त्यसले के परिकल्पना गरेको छ भने सम्पूर्ण मानव सभ्यता यो देश देश सीमा सीमाले विच्छेद गरे पनि सम्पूर्ण मानिसहरू बराबर हुन्, समान हुन्, यो पृथ्वी साझा हो भन्ने ढङ्गको एउटा सन्देश दिएको छ। र मलाई के लाग्छ भने सांस्कृतिक सम्बन्धले अन्तर सम्बन्धले नै मान्छेलाई जोड्दछ र राज्यको उत्पत्तिले चाहिँ खास गरी दुईटा कुरा गरेको देख्छु म। एउटा कुरा के भने सिमानाले मानिसमा एउटा विच्छेदीकरण गर्यो। दोस्रो कुरा चाहिँ के गरेछ भने राज्यको उत्पत्तिले देशभित्र रहेका अन्य सांस्कृतिक समुदायलाई दबावमा राख्यो, दबाएर राख्यो। र यो दुईटा विषयलाई अहिलेको हाम्रो सांस्कृतिक अन्तर्क्रियाले विभिन्न देशावरसँगका सांस्कृतिक अन्तर्क्रियाले यसलाई हामीले जोड्नुपर्नेछ, मानिसले जोड्नुपर्नेछ। र नेपाल प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठानको अहिले खास गरी हामी आइसकेपछि, मेरो नेतृत्वमा आइसकेपछि चाहिँ एउटा राज्यको उत्पत्ति भइसकेपछि राज्यको अवधारणाभित्र रहेका अन्य सांस्कृतिक समुदायले जुन दबावमा राखेको छ त्यो दबावलाई न्यूनीकरण गर्ने अभ्यासमा हामी छौँ। अहिले यहाँले देखिराख्नु भएको होला नेपाल, यहाँलाई थाहा छ नेपाल 124 भन्दा बेसी भाषाभाषी भएको देश हो। त्योभन्दा बेसी जाति समुदाय भएको देश संसारमै बिरलै होला। यस्तो देश, यति सानो देशमा यति ठुलो डाइभर्सिटी, त्यो डाइभर्सिटीलाई मूलधारमा ल्याउने, त्यो डाइभर्सिटीलाई एक अर्कामा जोड्ने, आन्तरिक राष्ट्रहरूलाई सबल बनाउने हामी त्यो कोसिसमा नेपाल प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठान लागिराखेको छ। हरेक 124 भाषाकै सकभर त्यहाँनिर बहस विमर्श, अध्ययन, अनुसन्धान, प्रकाशन गर्नको लागि हामी दत्तचित्त छौँ। र मलाई के लाग्छ भने यसैले नेपाल पनि भित्रका आन्तरिक राष्ट्रहरू सबल भयो भने त्यो सबलीकरणले के गर्छ भने अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय हिसाबमा आफ्नो पहुँच पुग्ने, आफ्नो पहिचान स्थापित गर्न सजिलो हुने मैले देखेको छु। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि आजको यो कार्यक्रम एसोसी प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठान र कलिङ्गा चाहिँ लिटरेरी फेस्टिभल, भारतको कलिङ्गा लिटरेरी फेस्टिभल, यो दुईटा देशको दुईटा संस्थाहरू मिलेर साउथ एसियनले जोडिराखेको छ। साउथ एसियन यो मानिसहरूले जोडिराखेको अनुभूति छ मलाई। यसको लागि म यो एसोसी प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठानले गरिरहेको गतिविधिलाई मेरो भित्रै दिलदेखि नै प्रशंसा गर्न चाहन्छु। र मेरो धेरै लामो, अब 10 बजिसकेछ, 9:30 बजे म आइपुग्छु भनेर म हिँडेको मान्छे, धेरै लामो बोल्न म त्यति समय पनि छैन, चाहन्न पनि। अब थुप्रै सेसनहरू देखिराखेको छु। यो अर्को कुरा के भने योभन्दा अगाडि अघिल्लो वर्ष सम्भवतः मलाई लाग्छ मातृभाषाको कार्यक्रमहरू पनि भयो होला। यसपल्ट त्यति देखिनँ मैले। यो के अरे छ भने अत्यन्तै राम्रो। मातृभाषाको कार्यक्रमलाई हामीले नेपालको कुनै पनि प्राज्ञिक र सांस्कृतिक सेक्टरहरूले मातृभाषाको कार्यक्रमहरूलाई हामीले छोड्नु हुँदैन। अघि नै मैले भने 124 भाषा मातृभाषा भएको देश हो। प्रत्येक भाषाले मूलधारमा आउनको लागि त्यो प्रत्येकको अधिकार छ। प्रत्येकलाई हामीले माया, सम्मान, सद्भाव गरेर नै देश निर्माण गर्नुपर्छ, सबैले जोड्ने उपक्रममा हामी लाग्नुपर्छ भन्ने चाहिँ एउटा सुझाव त के भन्ने एउटा आग्रह, खास गरी यो मेरो यहाँलाई अनुरोध गर्दै मेरो केही शब्द यहीँ टुङ्ग्याउँछु। धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, Chancellor of Nepal Academy, Mr. Rai. As you mentioned, the wounds of divisions caused by different aspects, including politics, are healed by the ointment of literature. As he also mentioned and highlighted the risks of languages being extinct, the 100 plus languages he mentioned, we definitely do have the programs and sessions in mother tongues. We also hope as he departs from the hall that he makes genuine efforts to ensure that the government plays its part in ensuring the conservation of the languages that are at risk and the different aspects of literature of those languages as well. Next, I am delighted to invite Sri Prasanna Srivastava, the Deputy Chief of Mission at the Embassy of India in Nepal, for his inaugural remarks.
Thank you. Member of the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal, Ambassador Lakshmi Murdeshwar Puri, former ambassadors of India, Chancellor of Nepal Academy, Mr. Bhopal Rai, who just left, other dignitaries on the dais, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, namaste and a very good morning to you all. It's a pleasure to be here and to address you today at the inaugural session of the Kalinga Literary Festival here in the culturally rich city of Kathmandu. On behalf of the embassy and His Excellency the Ambassador of India, who is currently out of Kathmandu, I extend my congratulations to the organizers of the festival for bringing together such a distinguished set of writers, poets, and scholars from both India and Nepal, and spur greater discussion and exchange of perspectives between our two countries. India and Nepal, as you know, as close neighbors, share a unique relationship of friendship and cooperation characterized by deep-rooted people-to-people contacts anchored in age-old civilization and traditions. It is indeed very satisfying to see that a variety of cultural exchanges have been taking place regularly between India and Nepal. The very fact that Kalinga Literary Festival has been holding its international edition for the last 3 years in Nepal is also a testament to the age-old civilizational, cultural, and people-to-people linkages between our two countries. The central theme of this year's festival, that is Nepal, the gateway to Asian art, culture, and literature, aptly resonates with the cultural heritage enjoyed by this country. This heritage also has deep connections with India and its people, which makes the India-Nepal relationship unique and unparalleled in the entire world. The heritage of sacred grounds of the Pashupatinath and the Ram sacred site of Lumbini, as well as numerous other religious and spiritual sites in Nepal, have attracted people from all over the world, including from India. Nepal's unique geographical features, including the serene and picturesque Himalayas, have inspired countless writers, poets, explorers, and adventurers, further highlighting the vital role of tourism in cultural exchanges. It is no surprise that India remains the largest source of inbound tourism for Nepal, and the numbers have only continued to increase steadily in the recent years. As we know, language and literature serve as one of the most effective forms of cultural dialogue, as they reveal shared experiences that foster mutual understanding and appreciation. The historical collaboration between Nepali and Indian writers, poets, and scholars has fostered a vibrant cross-cultural the literary traditions of both our countries. These enduring exchanges have expanded and enhanced our literary heritage with their collective works offering unique insights and perspectives that resonate with a global readership, thereby further strengthening our cultural and intellectual bonds. Nepal's diverse languages, such as Nepali, Newari, and Maithili, have also added great value to the world of literature. In this regard, I am pleased to share here that last month we inaugurated the new building of the Nepal Bhasha Parishad in Kathmandu, built under Government of India's post-earthquake reconstruction assistance. The building, as you might be knowing, was originally the ancestral residence of eminent Nepali poet Kavi Keshri Chittadhar Hridaya, who contributed immensely towards preserving Newari. We remain committed to working together with Nepal to preserve and further strengthen our shared cultural heritage. Kalinga Literary Festival serves as a reminder of the rich cultural heritage we share and the collaborative spirit that continues to drive our literary endeavors, thus fostering greater dialogue and understanding between our two peoples and countries. I'm confident that the festival, with its diverse array of speakers, poets, and artists, will continue to provide a platform to celebrate the connections and mutual goodwill between the peoples of India and Nepal. I wish the festival a great success. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much, DCM Srivastava. As you mentioned, the historic people-to-people ties between India and Nepal and the entire of subcontinent is further bolstered and deepened by programs like these. And we take immense pride in the people of the region. Meanwhile, for the audiences and the participants and the guests as well, if you are taking pictures and having selfies, please do not forget to use the hashtag Kathmandu KLF. Meanwhile, for those who are not here, and if you want to share the links for the sessions that we'll be having, all of them are live broadcast on the social media platforms. Kalinga Literary Festival on Instagram, Kathmandu Kalinga Literary Festival as well. On X, formerly Twitter, we have the account handle as Kalinga Lit Fest. And the website is www.kalingaliteraryfestival.com. So all of these platforms are where our friends and family members back home can watch all of these sessions live. But at the same time, we would like to have them here in person to witness all of these amazing sessions that we're going to have further. Next, I'm pleased to invite Ms. Lakshmi Madheshwar Puri, a distinguished former UN official and Indian diplomat, to deliver the inaugural speech.
Namaskar and good morning. It's such a wonderful feeling and a very emotional, I'm feeling very emotional to be back here in Kathmandu, in Nepal, to the Karma Bhumi, what used to be the Karma Bhumi of my late father, B.J. Murdeshwar, who was here for 7 years, and I spent 7 long and very memorable years in Nepal as a child, and to this Shakti Bhumi of Nepal and Kathmandu. I thank the organizers and Rashmi ji for inviting me to this Kathmandu edition of the Kalinga Literary Festival. And I commend them for this initiative to bring the literary communities, the cultural communities of India and Nepal together in this historic, ancient, beautiful, and culturally rich city of Kathmandu. Because, every speaker spoke about the indissoluble India-Nepal cultural ties, and unique in the world, as has been mentioned. But we must never take them for granted. We should continue to foster and nurture that link, and this is a very important way. Thank you, and I also greet all the members on the dais and the Rasikas, the literary figures who are going to be participating in this festival. I want to also use this occasion to recall that I grew up learning Nepali. And, till about I was 9, I hadn't learned any other Indian language. So, and Nepali is now, as you know, one of the official languages of India. And I have also grown up on the Nepali folk tales, Nepali literature as a young girl. So coming back is, as I said, a very, very special moment for me. And I lived in Jwalakhel, in a house administration. And I remember the roar of lions from the nearby zoo, and also the gardens full of fragrant rukh kamal trees and plum trees, and all the great memories of, as a devotee, I was a very dharmic little girl, and I used to go to the Pashupatinath temple very often and collect these different mukhas, you know, the Rudraksha of different mukhas I used to collect. So all these memories come flooding back, and of course, visits to the Chandragiri Hill and sighting of the Mount Everest, all of that. And I learned Manipuri dance from the wife of the BP Koiraila ji, Sushila Koirala, and also acted as Meera in a Sanskrit play, which was organized by, of Shanta Rama Rao, which was organized by the ambassador Rajeshwar Dayal's wife, Leela Rao, who was a cultural figure, and she had, at that time, really fostered this. And I have Nepali relatives. My sister, Kusum Shrestha, wrote one of the path-breaking books on the Nepalese monarchy. So these are so many linkages that brought me here, but also what brought me here is my debut novel, Swallowing the Sun, which is dedicated to, and also is inspired, who had dedicated 7 years of his life to Nepal and laid the constitutional and legal foundations of Nepal, which I was told about also yesterday by the former Foreign Secretary Bhattaraiji. So the occasion is very serendipitously the Ganga Sangam of Nepal and Indian literature. And I look forward to bathing in the Bagmati of it. Both Nepal, India and Nepal's cultural, civilizational, and spiritual umbilical cord is a living cord and can never be severed. Nepal is one of the, as I mentioned, the official languages. And also, I think what is very particular about this festival is that the regional language linkages also abound between Nepali and other regional languages of India and here. And this festival seeks to also promote that. And each has drawn from inspiration from the other and drunk from the common well springs of Sanskrit language and literary, philosophical, religious, spiritual, and ideational tradition and heritage from the Vedas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, Bhagavad Gita, the Buddhist Pitakas, the Jatakas, the folk tales, to modern day social realism, poetry, novels, cinema, Bollywood, Collywood, drama, audiovisual media. All of this is the tapestry of Indo-Nepal cultural but also literary relations. Equally, as many Nepalese leaders and thinkers have emphasized, including in literature and in books, India's democratic evolution, rapid economic growth, technological progress, and sustainable development experience and progress has fostered a symbiotic dialogue between communities of thinkers and writers of the two countries as to how this can be a force multiplier for Nepal's own development and rise above the political expediencies, and vice versa. There have been rich and rewarding exchanges, as has been mentioned, and friendships between intellectuals, writers, artists, and families across the borders that are so seamless. This literary festival symbolizes that and features prominent Nepalese writers and thinkers along with their Indian counterparts. I'm also happy that this has been a means of reconnecting many who may have lost touch, and this is something wonderful. Taking a leaf from Prime Minister Modi's affinity for Nepal and his affection for the Nepalese people, I want to emphasize that our relations are as old, immense in scope, and sacred as the towering Himalayas and as the life-giving Ganga River, and as sublime as the Hindu and Buddhist heritage that we share, as close as the people-to-people kinship, because it's not only people-to-people relations, but people-to-people kinship that we have. And this is something essentially a borderless space we cohabit culturally and in terms of kinship. So we must not be misled and allow the geopolitical winds that blow our way to forget that our hearts, minds, and souls, as much as our destinies, are inextricably interlinked, whether it is in terms of our security and safety, conquest of poverty, achieving sustainable development goals, climate action, and disaster prevention and response, democracy, and human rights. All of these are so interlinked. And this literature festival seeks to awaken and make incandescent these filaments of common and mutual interest, and the quest for the perfectibility of humanity. We together, India and Nepal, aspire to. I want to end with what राजनीतिक विश्लेषक तथा विद्वान लेखक चंद्रदेव भट्ट said. भट्ट का अनुसार नेपाल भारत को संबंध अद्वितीय छ दुबई देशा का जनतालाई 5/G 5 Gs ले बांधी को छ गाई गंगा नदी गया गायत्री र गोत्र. I should say Jai Nepal, Jai Hind, and Jai Shakti Bhumi.
of all, taking us down the memory lane. I was not even born back then. Probably would have been a great Kathmandu back then. We can only imagine how it was like in her time when she was growing up as a child in the beautiful valley of Kathmandu. Also, in addition to that, some excerpts that I noted from her inaugural note out here was, it is not just the people-to-people relations, it's the kinship. In addition to that, we also hope that this amalgam of literature across the border happening here in Kathmandu also becomes a platform to raise issues of mutual concerns, including the climate change and its impact, as she mentioned in her remarks. Thank you so much for raising that issue, madam. Now I'm honored to invite Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal to deliver his speech. As the principal economic advisor to the government of India, Mr. Sanyal is an internationally acclaimed economist and best-selling author. We've seen a lot of his books outside of the... Welcoming him with a warm round of applause.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by thanking Kalinga Literature Festival for inviting me here today. I have been to many of their events in Odisha, in Bhubaneswar, but it really tickled my interest when they said that they actually had a edition of their festival in Nepal, in Kathmandu. And I like that idea because they, in a sense, bring together two very important facets of our shared civilization. One is the ocean, and the other is the mountains. So I thought this is a great idea because this festival this year is about being gateways of ideas, of literature, of culture, and so on. There is a need to revisit this idea of the gateway for dissemination, both ways, of dissemination outward and inward, of ideas, literature, and culture. And indeed, tomorrow my talk will be on the Indian Ocean and its history, which was, of course, a great pathway for disseminating ideas, not just from Kalinga. We have a long coastline in India, and our interactions with the world, very often forgotten that India has one of the longest and oldest maritime histories in the world. And in fact, India is the only country which has actually an ocean named after it, the Indian Ocean. And Kalinga was at the center and heart of all of this. Merchants and crossed the Indian Ocean, they went all over the world. And in fact, if you even read, for example, Korean history, you see that it actually begins with the marriage of a Korean prince to a princess from Ayodhya, which is not far from here. So this kind of interaction has been going on for a long time. The largest Hindu temple is not in Nepal, it's not in India, it's in faraway Cambodia. The largest Buddhist structure in the world is also not in India or in Nepal, it's actually in Borobudur in Indonesia. So this idea of gateways of dissemination of ideas is a very powerful one, and I'm very pleased that that has been chosen as the theme of this year. While, of course, my lecture tomorrow and my discussion tomorrow will be about the use of the trade or ideas or literature, culture, and so on. Of course, the mountains too have been gateways. Very often mountains are thought of being as barriers, but in fact, a lot of trade, ideas, etc. crossed the mountains and went very far in many, many directions. I mean, of course, this is one direction in which the pathway happened. There were other pathways through the Himalayas as well. And this has been a very valuable part of understanding this shared culture and civilization that we have. And in this context, let me say that this is something that we need to continuously invest into. Just because our ancestors gave it to us and we inherited it, does not mean that this is not something that we need to actively invest in. And this is an issue that was highlighted by His Excellency, the Chancellor of the Nepal Academy. Indigenous languages, indigenous literature, indigenous cultures. And I feel very strongly about this because, you see, for whatever it's worth, we live in a globalized world. We cannot hide from it. And given the ubiquitousness of the smartphone and interactions and the impact of the world that we will all have, and by the way, a lot of it is good, but still, maintaining rootedness requires that we invest into this. Now, I don't know enough about what is happening in Nepal, but I can tell you what is happening to Indian languages in India. While we tend to celebrate the great writers of the past, there simply isn't enough young writers emerging in Indian languages itself. So I don't know about all Indian languages, but I can tell you about the languages I myself can read, which is Bengali, which is my mother tongue, and Hindi. And I also read and write it quite reasonably. Is the problem that very often you know, in Bengali we celebrate Tagore and Bankim Chandra and great writers of the 19th and 20th centuries. But whenever I go to an audience like this and ask, okay, can you name for me a writer under 40 who you really think is, one of the greats? Nobody is ever able to name one. This is actually very, very unhealthy. By the time that Rabindranath Tagore was 40, he was world famous. Who is today's Rabindranath Tagore? By the time writers like Manto in Urdu or Premchand were in about 40, all the readers and users of that language knew about them. Where are the writers of today? We can celebrate the past, but a living language is one where you continuously invest into it. After all, where would be the English language with the only literature you had to read was Shakespeare and Arthur Conan Doyle? It is a great language because continuously people are writing into it. Both Nepalese and Indian writers are also writing into it. So we are contributing into the ocean of the English language. But indigenous languages, unfortunately, are not getting adequate amount of new creativity. And no amount of worship of past greats is going to allow us to keep it alive. So let me see in this audience how many people are there below the age of 40. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. How many here below the age of 40? Okay, quite a few. Let me ask you to promise to write something, a book or some form of literature in, because without it, you will be surprised how quickly the literature fossilizes. A living culture is kept alive by continuously adding to it. As a writer, I'm very proud when somebody translates from whatever I write into another language, because that is a way of disseminating my ideas. But in fact, for a language to stay alive, it is the amount of translations that happen into the language, not out of it. Because that is where the ideas and things that exist in that language, that keep that language alive. After all, I'm not reading Plato in ancient Greek. I read it in English. I read all the ancient Western scholars, and in fact, in many cases, even Indian literature in English. The success of things into itself. And so there has to be an effort to make sure there is new literature, not just by our own authors, but even translations from other languages. And it has to be in everything, from science to science fiction. It doesn't have to be high literature. it has to be mundane things as well. Cartoons and comic books have to be done in these languages. You need to have new poetry and songs, but also, detective novels and jokes. So the point I'm making is a serious one, and I hope that this festival, I saw that there were quite a few indigenous language sessions, which I'm glad there are, and thank you very much to Kalinga Literature Festival for including them. I saw that you did that in Odisha as well. But this is important. Otherwise, you see, this homogeneous will mean that many of these old things will become things for the museums. And it happens very quickly. 2 generations, and it becomes a museum piece. You will be shocked the number of indigenous languages that India loses every year. We used to have something like 2,000 indigenous languages. They've almost halved in the last half a century. So this happens very, very quickly. So let me end by saying that a literature festival like the Kalinga Literature Festival in Kathmandu is absolutely important, because it brings back to us this point that a culture is kept alive by continuous investment. Just like any industry, you have to continuously invest in the factories, you have to invest in infrastructure like roads and airports and such like. Well, culture has the same problem. It needs continuous investment and inflows. And thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sonyal. First of all, for the references of the world is flat and the role of technology in conserving languages and literature. Fossilization of language and the role of young generation definitely is going to be one of the topics that we'll be discussing over the sessions that we have. Another reminder that I got from the books that I've read was from another Bengali national, Nobel laureate Amartya Sen, in his book, Memoir, Home in the World, which I suggest and recommend everyone with a particular interest in economics to read. He talks about how borders are just lines, but the cross-cultural relations can not just save people, but also help foster relations and create families even across religions and nations. Moving on, I'm delighted to invite Dr. Bhuvan Dhungana, a renowned Nepali writer and poet, to deliver her inaugural speech.
Good morning to everybody. I think धेरै अल्गो भएन the chief guest of this program and the writer Lakshmi Mundeswar Puri and Sanjeev Sanyal, the poet Bhupal Rai, who has already left from Nepal Academy, and the other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is really a great pleasure to me to be here this morning and to attend for the first time. And the other thing is that it is, I don't know whether it is a telepathy or coincidence that Madam Mundeshwar Puri and I were the students of the same guru, late Mrs. Susila Koirala, late Mrs. Susila Koirala, who taught me Manipuri dance. So I always remember it is, it is almost, I think, 40 or 45 years that I had gone over there. But still I remember that I learned the meaning or the essence of fine arts there. So today, the Kalanga Festival is going to arrange such kind of such kind of things or such kind of various topics about the meaning of fine arts. Or it has so many discussions as I have studied in the paper. So it has so many things to celebrate. It has so many things to say. And it is really a very, the history says that Kalinga festival has already so many programs or so many things here. And it is that it makes a kind of relationship, a deep relationship between India and Nepal. And as I studied in Banaras also in my childhood, or later on, I studied Hindi also. So I had a chance to read so many literary fellows or literary writers like Mahadevi Burma or other like Mahasweta Devi, or you can say Arundhati Roy. These are my favorite writers, or I studied them also. And in Shantiniketan, I had studied one thing, that was Tagore's song, Jodi Tor Dak Sune Keu Na Ashe Tobe Ekla Cholo Re. It was something that impressed me very much. It was something that I was inspired by that song. The song says that if no one is going to accompany you, if no one is going to come along with you, you can go alone for your destination. So his song inspired me very much, and everyone should have that kind of motivation, that kind of thing within himself, that if no one is going to follow, even you can go alone for your destination, to find your destination. And I am just doing the same thing, or I like to do such thing, or I like to feel such thing in my own writings, and in writing so many things. So this Kalinga festival, though I had been to some other festivals also, and I had been to Delhi to have some kind of festivals like participation, and in Nepal-India relationships. So I found that we have the same kind of, culture. We have the same kind of foundation. India and Nepal have got the same kind of foundation, and our feelings and our memoirs, or our day-to-day life, that is the same. So we are not different. Rather, we are walking together, or we are walking towards the same culture, or we are walking towards the same history, or you can say we are walking towards the same literature. But your literature is rich in the sense that you have so many good writers. And what Mr. Sanyal has said about Rabindranath Tagore, that we don't find nowadays the writer himself. But I think there are also writers in this age also. If you remember about Samres Basu, or Narayan Gangopadhyay, or Sunil Gangopadhyay, they are supposed to be the very well-known writers, or good writers. Even Mahasweta Devi, who has to fight for the cause of the poor people, and she wrote very good many novels. So in this way, you can say that we can't forget those, our old writers, or our legendary writers like Rabindranath Tagore. When I studied him, I found one of his poetry that was similar to the poetry of our poet, Lakshmi Prasad Devkota. So it means that the literature has no boundary. It means that we have no boundary. We have the same emotions. We have the same kind of feelings and expressions. So we are alike. We are of the same family. Indian, or we people are of the same family, because we share the same kind of feeling and expression. So I would like to thank Kalinga, this organization, for inviting me to give this is not a kind of a speech, but a kind of, you can say, expression, that what I got while studying in India, or as I am a writer over here, writing novels, poetry, and so on. Previously, I was a teacher also. So in this way, you can see that we are alike. We Indians and Nepalese writers are alike, because we share the same kind of impression, or same kind of feelings, and same subject, same thought. Whenever I read about the stories of Mrinal Sen, or whenever I read the stories of other writers, lady writers, women writers, then I find the same kind of, theme, same kind of subject matter in their writings. So in this way, I can say that we have the same feelings and same kind of expression. And today I am very happy that I have got a friend, because in my childhood also I was taught by the same guru. So we are like friends, And this is also, I already told you before, that whether this is a telepathy or coincidence that we are together from the same school or from the same gurus. So I feel happy also. I feel happy to have conversations with her, because it is very interesting. And now, I don't have many things to say, because all of our intellectuals, scholars from India have told so many things, and that is what is similar to us about religion, about culture, and about all the things. So, I have nothing to say more important or very serious, or you can say very uncommon things. But I would like to thank the organization for inviting me. And lastly, I would like to uh, I would like to conclude. I would like to conclude my speech by reciting one of my small poem entitled "Perhaps These Days." You, the poem is, you, I thought, were the music of waterfalls, and I loved you. Sometimes you are like the still mountainside, and I am like the mouse of a tell digging into a wall. I imagined water bursting from flesh and flowing like the lake, flowing like the tells. Love, I thought you were the music of waterfalls at one time. Those days of mine, let them be gone. Please let them not come back. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your insightful and inspiring words. I'm certain that your anecdotes will continue to inspire the future generation of people and, in fact, the ardent followers of literature across the borders that we share with India. Now we have a short video from Surya Nepal Gata, for which I'd like the tech team to do the required.
भनिन्छ विश्व हामी नेपालीहरूको सांस्कृतिक विरासत निकै गहिरो, खदिलो र फराकिलो छ। कला, साहित्य, सङ्गीत हाम्रो इन्द्रिणी संस्कृतिका सम्भागहरू हुन्। यिनको उज्जवलता एवं व्यापकतामै नेपाल र नेपालीको सम्मान तथा समृद्धि अन्तर्निहित रहेको छ। अझ मनदेखि मनसम्मको यात्रा गर्ने, अन्तर्मनको गहिराईसम्म पुग्ने र पुग्न प्रेरित गर्ने सृजनाको साधन हो साहित्य, जसको अर्थमा नै लोकहित समाहित हुन्छ। नेपाली भाषालाई जनमनसम्म पुर्याएर नेपाली महाजातिको निर्माणको आधारशिला खडा गर्ने आदिकवि भानुभक्त आचार्य, नेवारी साहित्यिक परम्पराको वैशिष्ट्यले नेपाल राष्ट्रलाई इन्द्रेणी स्वरूपमा सजाउने सिद्धिदास महाजु, नेपाली जनमानस र साहित्य संसारलाई आलोकित पार्ने महाकवि लक्ष्मीप्रसाद देवकोटा जस्ता व्यक्तित्वहरूले आफ्नो सृजना र चेतनाको दियो बाली लोक जीवनको पथलाई उज्यालो पार्ने महासूत्रहरू समर्पित गरे। ती समस्त द्रष्टा स्रष्टाहरूको अभिनन्दन र अभिवन्दन गर्दै हामी हाम्रो साहित्य, कला, संस्कृतिका विविध पाटाहरूलाई विश्व फलकमा उजिल्याउने अभियानमा छौँ, ताकि हाम्रो सांस्कृतिक सौरभ दिगो रूपमा दिग दिगन्तसम्म फैलिरहोस्। आओ ज्ञान र गौरव हस्तान्तरण गर्ने गरिने यस प्रक्रियाको सहयात्रामा हातेमालो गरौँ। नेपाली कला, साहित्य, संस्कृति तथा पुरातात्विक धरोहरको संरक्षण सम्वर्धनका लागि सूर्य नेपाल प्रहरीको सामाजिक उत्तरदायित्व अन्तर्गतको पहल सूर्य नेपाल गाथा।
A big round of applause for the efforts that Surya Nepal Gatha is making for the conservation of language and literature in the country. And with that, it's my time at the stage, and I invite my colleague Raksha Bom to take the event further.
उपस्थित सम्पूर्णमा मेरो नमस्कार। म आजको कार्यक्रम सञ्चालिका रक्षा बम यहाँहरूलाई फेरि पनि काठमाडौँ कलिङ लिटरेचर फेस्टिभलमा स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। Throughout the day, I'll be hosting the session in both English and Nepali so that we could get connected with each other and it could feel easy to understand the session and the whole event. आजको कार्यक्रम यहाँहरूको सहजताका लागि म नेपाली र इङ्ग्लिस दुवैमा सञ्चालन गर्नेछु। कला, साहित्य र संस्कृति यी शब्दहरू आफैमा कति भारी शब्दहरू छन् र मलाई लाग्छ मानव सभ्यतामा कला, साहित्य र संस्कृति भनेको तीनवटा यस्ता स्तम्भ हुन् जसले चाहिँ मान्छेलाई मान्छे नै बनिरहन प्रेरणा दिन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ। अझ त्यसमा पनि नेपाल जस्तो देश जसमा हामी साना साना कुरालाई कति मजाले सेलिब्रेट गर्छौँ, मनाउँछौँ, जसमा कला, संस्कृति, साहित्यलाई हामीले आफ्नै तरिकाले मनाइरहेका हुन्छौँ, त्यसमा पनि कलिङ लिटरेचर फेस्टिभलले काठमाडौँ कलिङ लिटरेचर फेस्टिभलमा यही कुराहरूलाई हामीले अझै रमाइलोसँग सेलिब्रेट गर्न, हामीले शब्दलाई मनाउन, हामीले कथा, कविता, साहित्य, संस्कृति, कलालाई भव्यतापूर्ण सेलिब्रेट गर्नका लागि आज हामी सबैजना यहाँ उपस्थित छौँ। सूर्य नेपाल गाथा र एलआइसीको सपोर्टमा यशस्वी प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठान र कलिङ्गा लिटरेचर फेस्टिभलको संयुक्त आयोजनामा द काठमाडौँ लिटरेचर फेस्टिभलमा यहाँहरूलाई पुनः स्वागत गर्दै म कार्यक्रमलाई अगाडि बढाउन चाहन्छु। अबको हाम्रो कार्यक्रम रहेको छ पुरस्कार वितरण। उद्घाटन समारोहको यो अन्तिम कार्यक्रम हो। उद्घाटन समारोहमा यसपछि एउटा नृत्य छ र यसअघि चाहिँ पुरस्कार वितरण कार्यक्रम रहेको छ। पुरस्कार वितरण कार्यक्रमको कुरा गर्दै गर्दा म यस कार्यक्रमलाई सहयोग गरिदिनका निम्ति राइटर पोएट सुमन वर्षा जीलाई स्टेजमा निम्ताउन चाहन्छु। उहाँ काठमाडौँ कलिङ लिटरेचर फेस्टिभलको टिम मेम्बर पनि हुनुहुन्छ। उहाँलाई स्टेजमा सहयोग गर्नका निम्ति म निम्ताउन चाहन्छु। यशस्वी साहित्य सम्मान यो एउटा टाइटल छ। यस टाइटलमा यशस्वी प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठानले यशस्वी साहित्य सम्मान नामक पुरस्कार दिन गइरहेको छ, प्रदान गर्न गइरहेको छ। यशस्वी प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठानले यशस्वी साहित्य सम्मान डाक्टर भुवन ढुङ्गानाजीलाई प्रदान गर्न गइरहेको छ। प्रतिष्ठानले उहाँलाई यस पुरस्कारद्वारा सम्मानित गर्न गइरहेको छ। स्टेजमा आसीन सम्पूर्ण अतिथिज्यूहरूलाई पुरस्कार वितरण गरिदिनु हुन म हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु। डाक्टर भुवन ढुङ्गानाको बारेमा भन्नुपर्दा उहाँको पहिलो कृति शब्दकोशको अझै कविता भए तापनि उहाँलाई हामी सबैजनाले एक विशिष्ट वरिष्ठ कथाकारका रूपमा चिन्ने गरेका छौँ। Thank you so much, all the dignitaries at the stage and Dr. Bhuvan Dhungana, ma'am. अब भने हामीले एसएसपी प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठानद्वारा एसएसबी बुक अवार्ड्स पनि एसएसबी पुस्तक पुरस्कार पनि हामी प्रदान गर्न गइरहेका छौँ। विभिन्न लेख, उपन्यास, कथा, कविताबाट चुनिएर प्रतियोगितामा गएर निर्णायक मण्डलद्वारा सिलेक्ट भएर यी पाँच छवटा कथा कविता मेरो हातमा परेको छ र यहाँ लेखक, कवि, कथाकार, उपन्यासकारको नाम पनि छ। म उहाँहरूको नाम सर पढ्छु, त्यसपछि उहाँलाई एक एक गरी स्टेजमा निम्त्याउन चाहन्छु र स्टेजमा आसीन सम्पूर्ण विशिष्ट व्यक्तित्वहरूलाई म उहाँहरूलाई पुरस्कार प्रदान गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु। पुरस्कृत पुस्तक र लेखक, कवि, कथाकार, उपन्यासकारहरूको नाम यस प्रकार रहेको छ। म एक एक गरेर नाम लिन्छु। यहाँ उपस्थित आसन ग्रहणको क्रममा म प्रोफेसर डाक्टर अभि सुवेदी सरलाई स्टेजमा आसन ग्रहण गरिदिनु हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु। एसएसबी बुक अवार्ड्सलाई निरन्तरताकै क्रममा मेरो हातमा 5 वटा नाम छन्। म सर एक फेरा नाम पढ्छु र एक एक गरी पुरस्कृत कृति र लेखक, कवि, उपन्यासकारज्यूहरूलाई म स्टेजमा निम्त्याउन चाहन्छु। एसएसबी बुक अवार्ड्सका विजेताहरूको नाम यस प्रकार रहेको छ। देवव्रत, असोजदामाको निधारबाट बागमती बग्छ। मुना चौधरी, फर हर फिक्सन लार। मोमिला जोशी, फर हर नन फिक्सन वर्क, प्रश्नहरू त बाँकी नै रहन्छन्। र अरुण गुप्ता, फर संस्कृति चिन्तन, उहाँले संयुक्त रूपमा स्टेजमा आइदिनु होला। त्यसपछि रोहिणी राणा, द नेपाल कुक बुक, इङ्ग्लिसमा रहेको छ। त्यसपछि यज्ञराज उपाध्यायजीको रिसर्च वर्क, काली कर्णालीको लोक साहित्य तथा संस्कृति। म एक एक गरी नाम लिन्छु र पुरस्कृत कृति र लेखकज्यूहरू स्टेजमा आउनुहोला। पहिलो नाम रहेको छ देवव्रत, असोजधामाको निधारबाट बागमती बग्छ भन्ने कविता सङ्ग्रहका रचयिता। उहाँलाई जोरदार तालीले स्वागत गरिदिनु हुन अनुरोध गरे। I would like to request all the dignitaries at the stage to provide the award to our writer. त्यसै गरी मुना चौधरी, उहाँको उपन्यास लारका निम्ति स्टेजमा निम्त्याउन चाहन्छु। मुना चौधरीजीको कोही प्रतिनिधि हुनुहुन्छ भने पनि स्टेजमा आएर पुरस्कार ग्रहण गरिदिनु हुन अनुरोध गर्न चाहे। त्यसै गरी त्यसै गरी मोमिला जोशीजी, उहाँको नन फिक्सन वर्क प्रश्नहरू त बाँकी नै रहन्छन् र अरुण गुप्ताजीको संस्कृति चिन्तनका लागि उहाँहरूलाई संयुक्त रूपमा स्टेजमा आई पुरस्कार ग्रहण गरिदिन हुन हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु। त्यसै गरी रोहिणी राणाजी, उहाँको बुक द नेपाल कुक बुकका लागि पुरस्कार ग्रहण गरिदिन हुन स्टेजमा निम्त्याउन चाहन्छु। पुरस्कार समारोहलाई अगाडि बढाउँदै म यज्ञराज उपाध्यायजीको रिसर्च वर्क काली कर्णालीको लोक साहित्य तथा संस्कृतिका निम्ति पुरस्कार ग्रहण गरिदिन हुन उहाँलाई स्टेजमा निम्त्याउन चाहन्छु। यज्ञराज उपाध्यायजी। पुरस्कार समारोहलाई निरन्तरता दिँदै यस काठमाडौँ कलिङ लिटरेचर फेस्टिभलका डिजाइनर प्राची नायकजीलाई यशस्वी ट्यालेन्ट अवार्ड ग्रहण गरिदिन हुन म स्टेजमा निम्त्याउन चाहन्छु। प्राची नायक, it is for her work that she has done for the entire Kalinga Literature Festival. We congratulate her for the SSV Talent Award. She, something that she deserves, something that she is best for it. Thank you so much, प्राचीजी. अब भने पुरस्कार समारोहको हामी अन्त्य भइसकेको छ। उद्घाटन समारोहको अन्तिम अन्तिम चरणमा आइपुग्दाखेरि हामीसँग अहिले नेवारी सांस्कृतिक नृत्य रहेको छ, नेवारी कल्चरल डान्स पर्फर्मेन्स बाई रिता महर्जन डङ्गोलजी। उहाँले वज्रयोगिनी नृत्य लिएर आउनुभएको छ। उहाँले वज्रयोगिनी नृत्यको बारेमा थोरै कुरा गर्नुपर्दा वज्रयोगिनी spatially is a Charya dance. Charya Nritya is an unique Newari Buddhist tradition dating over 1,000 years that uses the physical body as a vehicle for liberating the mind by uniting movement, visualization, and awareness. Talking about Vajra Yogini, she is a Devi, the dancing red goddess, and Vajra Yogini is reality, they said. Bright red dancing joyfully without any shame or fear, growing in her femaleness, she personifies the feminine energy pulsating at the here of reality. So I would like to welcome on the stage Miss Rita Maharjan. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. We still have one award. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. I would like to welcome on the stage Miss Rita Maharjan for her Vajra Yogini dance, for her Charya dance. उहाँलाई तालीले स्वागत गरिदिनु हुन मैले यहाँहरू सबैजनालाई अनुरोध गर्न चाहे। Yes, sir. Thank you so much to all the guests at the stage.
मन्त्रमूर्ति जिन्हेश्वरी अत्यन्ता वरदा भीमा रिद्धि सिद्धि वरा प्रदा एवं कारं समासीनं सहजानन्द रूपिणी प्रज्ञा ज्ञान वरा देहाग्रे नमस्ते श्री वज्रयोगिनी नारायण तारानाते नाम आ
साँच्चै नै अति नै सुन्दर नृत्य प्रस्तुत गरेर उहाँ भर्खरै सक्नु भएको छ। उहाँलाई यस नृत्यका निम्ति पुरस्कार सम्मान गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ। यहाँहरूले जोरदार तालीले उहाँलाई सम्मान गरिदिनु हुन अनुरोध गर्न चाहे। आधिकारिक रूपमा अबको हाम्रो उद्घाटन समारोह सकिसकेको छ। अब हामी हाम्रा सत्रहरू सुरु गर्नेछौँ। हामी लगभग 11 मिनट जति आफ्नो पूर्व निर्धारित समयभन्दा ढिलो छौँ। 11 बजेदेखि हाम्रो प्यानल सेसन सत्रहरू सुरु हुने भनेको थियो र अब हामी ढिलो नगरिकन सत्रहरू सुरु गर्छौँ। मैले यहाँहरूलाई के जानकारी दिन चाहन्छु भने हाम्रा सत्रहरू साइमल्टेनियसली सँगसँगै यो हलमा हिमालयन गार्डन र हल नम्बर 3 मा चलिरहेका छन्। तपाईहरूसँग यो एजेन्डाहरू होला। यसमा चाहिँ हजुरले हेरेर आफूलाई मनपर्ने सेसनहरूमा तपाईँ उपस्थित भई सुन्न, हेर्न र सेसनमा सहभागी हुन सक्नुहुनेछ। एउटा हिमालयन ब्याङ्क्वेट भनेको यो हल नम्बर 3 भन्ने छ। तपाईँहरू हाम्रो भलिन्टियर साथीहरूलाई लोकेसन सोध्न सक्नुहुन्छ यो कता कता छ भनेर।